Hey, good morning everybody. My name's Scotty. I'm going to start a new YouTube channel called Scotty Time. It's going to be about fixing stuff around the house, projects, working in the yard, building things, and just overall showing you what it's like to live in eastern Colorado. Today, as you can see, it's snowing outside. We've got about a foot on the ground right now. I'm going to use my Kubota B2650 tractor. It's a 26.5 horsepower diesel, all-wheel assist. I'm using a Land Pride attachment, which is also part of Kubota's implement series. The plow's got articulating action on it. I like this particular setup because not only can I raise the plow up and down, but I'm able to tip it forward and back. That really helps when you're plowing larger drifts and whatnot to be able to get the snow plowed up high. You know, one of the issues with plowing snow when you have a gravel driveway, I'm on a concrete pad right now, but the majority of my driveway, which is about 1,500 square feet total, is gravel. And anytime you take a snow plow with a steel blade on it and you try to plow that gravel, you'll end up taking a lot of the gravel with you and consequently end up with a lot of it out in the street. That does create a problem. You got to do a lot of sweeping and cleanup once the snow melts, but more importantly, it can deteriorate your driveway as you plow. So one of the things I came up with is I simply took a horse stall mat. It's a 3 foot by 6 foot long horse stall mat. I purchased it from Tractor Supply. They run about, I don't know, $45 to $50. I cut off a 6-inch piece to put on the bottom and basically make that my blade. There's a couple of ways you can attach that. You can either use the bolts with large fender washers. What I chose to do, and I'll show you close-ups here in a minute, but what I chose to do is actually took the steel blade itself and I mounted that up against the rubber blade and then put my bolts through. Now, one thing you're going to have to do is the stock blade that comes on this snow plow has grade 8 bolts that are roughly 1.5 inches long. I had to buy longer grade 8 bolts because the pad itself is 3/4 of an inch thick, and obviously if I would have used the original bolts I wouldn't have had enough to bite on the backside to put my nuts and my lock washers on. And then as far as where I purchased the bolts from, I actually found them on Amazon. I looked for them locally, but grade 8 bolts are kind of hard to find and they can be very expensive. I believe I purchased a 10-pack, I want to say for somewhere around $40. This particular plow uses 8 bolts, so I had 2 left over, but you will need to do that and you'll be good to go. I'll show you some details here and we'll start plowing some snow. All right guys, we're back. So one of the things I wanted to show you, as you can see here, here's the rubber blade, and I've got it wedged in between the actual snow plow itself, and then this would be the steel blade that would originally bolt directly to the plow itself. So again, I took the blade, put it on the outside, drilled the holes through it, put the rubber blade on. I still left my skids on there, mainly for when I am on the concrete. I can drop the plow blade all the way down and it'll ride on those skids and it won't fold the rubber blade back. Got some snow on here. I did a little test run this morning, but you can kind of see how this looks. And when you drop the plow to use it, you basically want that rubber blade just to touch the top of the gravel. And then as you start plowing, it'll go right over the top of the gravel. It won't take it all with it, and it makes perfect sense. Give you a shot around the back side here. You can kind of see the grade 8 bolts in there. And I ended up, these are 2-inch bolts, and they worked out perfect. Left 1/4 inch still on the back side, so I was able to get my lock washers on there, and it worked out great. So anyway, we'll start moving some Colorado snow here, and hope you'll enjoy it as much as I'm going to playing with a snowplow. Time to have some fun, folks. Here we are all finished up plowing with the Kubota B2650, and you can see the driveway looks nice and clear. Didn't scrape up too much gravel with the rubber blade. Again, you just really have to be careful when you drop it down. You want that blade to maybe just touch the surface, maybe drop it another inch. If you drop it all the way down tight, you will still pick up some gravel. So anyway, done with the driveway. About ready to fire up my Toro CCR 3650 snowblower here and do the sidewalk in the front. And I've got a pretty large patio in the back that has about a 2.5 foot high snow drift. So we're gonna get after that and get that done. These just rights, you can't beat them. They've got a shut off on them. You can get them with a large nozzle or the smaller 3/8. What I really like about them is you can basically, if you push down on the handle, you can adjust what your flow rate is going into the tank. So if you have a small, let's say a leaf blower or a chainsaw that doesn't take a lot of fuel, you can just trickle it in there, and as soon as you let go of the lever, it shuts off. Works great for the snow blower, and again, it's they're made by Just Right. I've got several of these in diesel form for my tractor and for backup fuel going camping. I've got this small 2.5 gallon that I use for my 2-cycle stuff, and then I have 2 5-gallon cans for my bigger gasoline. But you can't beat them. They are a safety can. You fill them from this port right here, and they're just fantastic. Well folks, a little over 3 hours here removing snow today. You know, Colorado is one of those states that they say if you don't like the weather, wait a few minutes, it'll change. Yesterday, my son and I were putting up our outdoor Christmas lights. It was 65 degrees, and today it's 16 degrees and a foot of snow. So anyway, had some fun today, got everything cleared away. Gonna finish up here a little bit with my Structron Blizzard Buster scraper, and we should be wrapped up after that. If you like the video, please give us a like below and give us a subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you very much for watching.